Hey, Vsauce, Michael here.
Hey everyone, it's Zephrina, and today I wanted to talk to you about coursers, breeding information, and a little bit of color theory. I did have a few requests to do a video like this, so for anybody who's just new to getting into training or doesn't know what's the best way to get better leveled or better tier horses, this would give you an idea of what the use of low tier coursers are, and just general information of where you can find better breeding, and then we'll go into a little bit of color theory. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is coursers. So coursers are horses that have a certain set of skills and will have this little gold icon next to their name in their barn. I have a few. I have a tier 5 that I'm actually trying to get sold, it looks like, and nobody's buying it. But I have this tier 8 courser here. He's level 30. If you would like more information on how to achieve a tier 8 courser and then eventually try to go for your dream horse, you can check out my cost of a tier 9 dream horse video. I will link that in the description for you to go take a look at. But for the most part, the only time coursers truly matter is for the tier 8 horses. It can matter a little bit in the lower tiers. Like if we take my tier 5 Visalia here. Visalia, she's a courser, and so I bred her to another courser, and two coursers, when bred together, will produce a foal that has 2 skills instead of 1 skill. When you breed 2 non-coursers together, you will get a foal with 1 skill. When you breed a courser with a non-courser, you have a 50-50 chance of getting 1 skill or 2. But if you breed 2 coursers together, no matter the tier, you're going to end up with a foal that has 2 birth skills. So that can be very helpful if you're breeding for higher tier horses. If you breed like a tier 5, like Visalia with a tier 6, I don't have any tier 6 coursers, but if you were to breed those two together, you could get a 7 or an 8, which would be able to give you 2 skills on a high tier horse. And if it's an 8, that helps you get closer to having a courser without spending any money on it. But other than that, the only real use of having a low level courser or a low tier courser is the fact that it will sell for more than a horse who is not a courser. So Visalia here, she is trying to sell for 65 million as a tier 5. So I can see why nobody really wants to buy her. My tier 2 sold there. I think he was tier 2. He might have been tier 3. I wasn't paying attention. But he was a courser, and he was probably going to be used for probably racing would be my best guess. But this horse is actually a really good horse, and so I'm kind of sad she's not selling. Because she has sideways, and that's a hard one to get on a tier 5. It's really rare. And then she has sprint and drift, and all around she's a really good horse if you wanted to do racing. Okay, so now you want to figure, you've trained up a few horses, or you've caught a few horses, and you're looking to get into the breeding game. Looking to get that tier 7, tier 8 so that you can race, or maybe try and get that dream horse and get that awakened. If you're going to be going for that, you'll want to use another something lovely calculator, and that would be the horse calculator. So you can enter in whatever level or whatever tier the male is, whatever tier the female is, and then you choose their level, and it'll show you what the results are for that breeding. So if you were to take a tier 5 male who's level 30 and a tier 7 female, you would have a 7% chance of a tier 6 male, a 23% chance of a tier 6 female, 20% chance of a tier 7 male, 23% chance of a tier 7 female, and a 20% chance of a tier 8 male, and only 7% chance of getting a tier 8 female. So it's a rather large spread, and there is the chance of the foal declining in level from you have a tier 7 here. And so you want horses who are the same or better tier. So if we were to take a tier 6 male, you only have a 19% chance of getting a tier 6 here, but it's a female. And so it wouldn't be too sad because females are always desirable. But otherwise, you would get the same level as your highest breeder in there, or you have a just about 31% chance of getting a tier 8, either male or female. So using this calculator will help you find where in here your horse breeding would sit, because if you're going to breed these two horses at level 1, you're only going to get tier 4s and 5s and maybe a 6, which is the lowest level of your horses. So it always makes me sad when you look on the horse market and they're out of breedings and they're tier or they're level 1, and you're not going to get anything good. If anything, you're going to regress and you're going to waste your breedings on your horses. So if you're going to do that, just go ahead and sell the horse and just get some money out of it. This is what I would say. Otherwise, level it up to level 15 and do Imperial Delivery and get some seals out of it, and then you can use those for making Krog's Origin Stones. And then the final thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is called color theory. Color theory is something that personally makes me mad about BDO, because I did a whole presentation on horse genetics when I was in college for my honors class. So, the way they do color theory makes absolutely no sense. But I'm gonna teach you how to use it and how to try and get something good out of their delirious color theory. So we're gonna say that you want to go for that elusive tier 8 pure white. So the only way to get that pure white horse is if the two parents add up to having 8 white genes, so to speak. So there is red genes, white genes, and black genes. Those genes will help you determine how you get or what colors you'll end up getting. It gets real messy in the tier 6s because there is a whole lot of colors, and you know, two horses that look almost exactly the same will have completely different colors. Like the two ugly horses, one has 4 red and 3 black, but there's no black on him at all. And the other really ugly horse has 3 reds, 3 whites, and 2 blacks, which makes no sense either because there is no white or black on that horse. There is yellow and red. But if you are looking to get that tier 8 white male, some suggestions would be maybe using one of the tier 7 whites. There was a lot of tier 7 white females out for a long time, so it wouldn't be too hard to get your hands on one of those tier 7 white females, since those were just given away by Prolibus there for a while. So there's a lot of those pure white female tier 7s, and they already have 7 white genes. But here's the thing, alright? So if you have 2 horses with only white genes and they're tier 7, you would expect that if you were to get a tier 8, your only chance would be to get the tier 8 pure white male, right? Because they only have white genes. Well, you would be wrong. One of the possible offsprings for them has 6 white and 3 black Where did those black genes come from? Nobody knows. And then there's the golden tier 8, which has 5 red, 3 white, and 1 black. Where the hell those red genes came from, again, I have no idea. The only thing that it does do is removes the pure black tier 8 horse. Because, I don't know, they can give 3 of these 2 tier 8s, but they can't make enough of them for the pure black. So the only reason why color theory is a thing is to help you, or to hinder you, from getting those purebred tier 8s. Same thing would happen if you had the 2 black tier 7s. So if you have 2 black tier 7s, which are much harder to come by, there's 7 black genes on both sides. Again, it knocks out the pure white from these guys, but it brings you the pure black tier 8 horse. But it doesn't stop these horses from having white genes. But anyway, and another thing that you might want to think about is don't use tier 8s for breeding, because if you breed 2 level 30 tier 8s together, you're only going to have a 38% chance of getting an 8 out of it. It's not particularly worth it. But if you breed, say, a 7 with a 6, and they're both 30, you have almost 30% chance, almost the same chance of getting a tier 8 without ever having to use up the breeding on a tier 8, because those tier 8s will be worth more money whether you just vendor it, Imperial deliver it, or actually sell it on the marketplace, because it will have those breedings. Thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope I was able to help you understand the reason for those low tier coursers, a general idea of how to breed for those higher tiers, and some color theory to help you get those purebred tier 8s if you're looking to get those. Those generally sell pretty well, so if you're looking to train to sell, I would definitely try to breed for those pure color tier 8s. But if you liked the video, go ahead and leave a comment for anything else that you would like to see. And then also go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to try and put out new videos every Wednesday if I can. Sometimes my work schedule gets in the way. But again, just leave a like, subscribe, and leave a comment for what you'd like to see on the channel. Thanks, guys.